The readings today offer, I believe, a tremendous challenge for us. Often in a very casual manner, as we look at Scripture, we can turn and say, well, that's nice. Sounds good. But upon reflection and the reality of what is being said, do we take it seriously? Do we understand the depth of what is being offered? Seek good, not evil, that you may live. Of course. Don't we all do that? And yet, in our reality, we look at our own experience, we look at our society, we look at situations in the world, and we say, well, we may think we're seeking good, but evidently there is a disconnect at some of those different points. The upright, I'll show the saving power of God. What is it about Scripture that for centuries, has offered such strength, especially for those who are being challenged? The gospel today, I think, offers one of those unique pictures that we don't see often in the miracles of Jesus. Jesus comes, and this territory, there are two people who are possessed, definitely with a great deal of difficulties. They know who Jesus is and ask him, are you doing something before the time? If you're going to send us into the swine. Jesus does. And they immediately see the swine jump over the cliff into the water and drown. It is one of the few healing miracles where there is such a cost. And in that healing, the ones who are healed are brought back, but the herdsmen run into town to say, all of our herds have just been destroyed. And the people come out and ask Jesus, please go away. In our life, as we listen to the gospel of Jesus, do we recognize in seeking that justice, that good, that true way of life, that fullness that God asks us to understand, that there's going to be a cost? And what will that cost be? As we take seriously the words of Jesus, we look at not just nice platitudes, but a way of life that challenges us to recognize, how do we really care for the other? How are we at service, especially for those who at times have gone through such injustice, for those who have difficulties, for those who, because of economic, societal injustices, that they have such great difficulty in getting ahead and living a fair life. And yet, when we look at this country, we say, well, that's what it's founded on. When we look at Jesus' words, we realize that it's a way of life that is asking us today to take seriously, how is it that we are followers of Jesus? How is it that we truly do seek the saving power of God? And that cost of willing to spend ourselves to invest in helping one another, and that help to realize, what ways do we do that? At times we can just say, we go with the status quo, we go with society norms, and that seems to have gotten us along. And yet in today's world, especially with the pandemic and the realization of injustices and inequalities, that we say, no, it's no longer able to just say, we can just go along, but rather, in what ways can we make changes? Today, we celebrate the memorial of Friar Junipero Serra, who in California started the missions with a group. And although he helped bring the gospel and a great deal of farming technology and assistance to the native people, the indigenous people, there's a lot of controversy of the way it was done. And when we look back from our perspective, we can criticize and critique, but we also need to say, in what ways do we critique and criticize our own way of life and the way things are done? When we hold up the gospel, we say, yes, we seek the good. We seek to avoid evil. May we follow Jesus, recognizing the resurrected Christ and seeking to bring that message to all, realizing there will be a cost, but that cost is ultimately everlasting life.